Hey, what's up, fellow YouTubers and bookworms? Hi, my name is Odie. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. So, as you can see from the title, this is my very first ever reading blog, or their lack of. There will be some that I have read and some that I need to read, and I'll probably obviously also put in what I'm going to be reading next month. So, yes, this is the end of October. Hopefully, you've seen a couple of the other videos that I put out. Again, brand new channel. I know nobody's going to be stopping by, and I'm horrible when it comes to doing anything extra there on the screen. Just as bad as Brian Lee Durfee. Shout out to Mr. Durfee because he obviously got out of the hospital a few months ago. I want to say at this point, and he looks good. Been watching his videos and whatnot. So just like him, I've never done anything with a computer. It's lucky that I was able to show some people over from my other channel to come into this channel to see this particular video and whatever else I've put up. But yeah, no graphics, nothing yet anyway. May I in the future? Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. But anyway, enough of that stuff. So I'll be showing you what I read, and this is all genres. So that'll be comics, graphic novels if there's any, um, prose, and manga. Okay, so yeah, so we'll start with comics because they kind of here the floppies, and I no longer collect comics, but I was working helping out a friend of mine that owns DNF Comics over in Malden, Massachusetts. So I was helping him out, and so he was obviously letting me hold a lot of books. So thank you, Devin. But I still have there's tons more that I need to pick up. I'll grab maybe one or two books here and there, but I was literally grabbing like 60 a month. So anyway, Captain America, one. Again, a lot of these are old. They're not even like last week's. This is just stuff that I picked up this month. And I think it's just one thing. I read it. It was pretty good. I know a lot of people already hate on it. So far, Death of Silver Surfer 2, that was pretty good. Um, I did not read Doom Division. So I have issue 1 there. Issue 2. Yes, I read Mrs. Emma Frost, White Queen. I think she's already on issue 5. And again, I have all of them. I'm grabbing from the bottom of the stack as the weeks go by. Exceptional. Also read it. Pretty good. And she's obviously in that team also. That's her team. Fantastic Four 31. And that's part of the One World on the Doom 32. Did not read these. Probably never will either. Actually, I'll probably just put them up on eBay and get rid of the whole line that I grabbed. Marvel Zombies 1. Have not read it. Obviously, it's still in the plastic. I did read Red Hulk. It was pretty good also. Again, every single book here was pretty good. And as you can see, I love DC, I love Marvel, I love all the independent books, but I try to grab a stack of whatever is, from whatever universe. So it happened to be Marvel this time around. Storm, also read it, was awesome. I love her book. Hope it never gets canceled. Wolverine, yes, the best there is what he does, but what he does is not very nice. Yes, I read it, it was nice. I need to read this next, Uncanny X-Men. And that was issue number 18. And then West Coast Avengers 9. I have not read this either. Also need to read it. And I'm super looking forward. I love the whole Nacelle universe. So this is a Nacelle-verse story. Sorry. And it's issue 1 of the Cowboys of Moomessa. So I think issue 3 is already out. So again, I'm pretty behind, guys. So I'm going to put these to the side. And again, as you guys know, I don't do takes. I may pause here and there, but I don't do takes. So here's what I read for prose. And again, it's going to be a little bit mixed up. Actually, you know what? I won't do what I read. I'll do that after at the end. So unfortunately, I started this with my daughter. She's my eldest. And we started reading together. We started on a Saturday. By Sunday, I just didn't want to read it anymore, so it's DNF'd. I think I read up to, there's three main books, tons of chapters, but 3 main books. I stopped at book 1. I don't know, this is by David Hume, and this is what he looks like. Is he in here? Yeah, that's him. That's the young man there. Yeah, maybe, I think it's his first book. Pretty sure I did read that. Yeah, his writing just isn't that captivating, unfortunately. I wanted to like it. And I laughed actually a few times after speaking with my daughter like 2 weeks later after the fact. I may kind of go back and finish it, but right now I just really honestly couldn't do it. And again, I'm not a book writer myself, so who am I to be judging another human being? I don't think anybody writes anything for it not to be hopefully loved by others. But yeah, it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's that one. I've been reading Batman 80 Years of the Bat Family Trade. Been reading this for now 6 months off and on. I'll read a couple comics and then I'll just kind of put it away and grab other books. So yeah, so right now I got my Uno card, not sponsored. I am on pretty much a third in. Again, I don't always grab it. I might grab this like once every 3 weeks. I'll read 1 or 2 chapters or comics, and then I'll just kind of put one of my Uno cards in the middle there, and then I'll read later on because I'll just grab something else. My attention span, guys, is horrible. The book would have to be super amazing for me to be like, I just can't stop reading. But even then, though, unfortunately, I'm old. And so I can only read in the mornings because when I wake up, my eyes are nice and fresh. My brain is fresh. So reading in the mornings is when I do most of it. So usually, obviously, Monday through Friday, I take the kids to school. But when I get home, I want to say from 8:30 to maybe 10:30, 11, I'll just read. And then after that, I'll watch some TV, whatever. And then I go pick them up and then, cook and, whatever. Do the whole dad thing. But anyway, so that was that. The Long Walk. It wasn't my TBR. I pulled it out of my King. And yes, I was supposed to read this before the movie. Now, I haven't gone to see the movie. And I probably at this point even won't because I think as of this recording, I don't even think there's any more showing. So it's probably going to go on, on TV and whatnot. But yeah, I was going to read The Long Walk, but unfortunately I did not. Now, I have read it, but I read it in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, something like that. So yeah, so unfortunately, DNF'd. Same thing goes with this. Now, I still have time to read this, so this could have been at the end of the video where I say, oh, this is what I'm going to be reading next. But I kind of pulled it out now because, again, this was something that I was planning on reading after that one, because these are both Richard Bachman books. And so, but yeah, I was going to read The Running Man. So it could still possibly happen. I'm hoping it does. Hoping I can fit it in somehow. So we'll leave that on this side over here. Another book that in between, I'll read a couple chapters. See, another Uno card. Again, I have a whole set. The kids, they lost like 4 or 5 cards, so the set's useless now. So these are my bookmarks. So instead of using traditional paper bookmarks, I use these nice plastic ones. But yeah, as you can see, that's where I am on this particular one. This is The Road to Onslaught. I think I picked up 3 of them in a collection, and I got them for super cheap, less than $10 each, which is pretty nice. They used to retail for $40. So even at half off, that's $20. So I'm still getting like 75% off. So anyway, and it's an old storyline. But yeah, so I'm reading that. That's cool. Planning on reading. Again, I did this backwards because I said I was gonna probably do what I'm gonna read at the end, but unfortunately, I'm in the middle of it now, so we'll keep going. So yeah, I'm planning on reading this next for the new month, and obviously finish those first 2 that I showed you. I'm gonna go with this one next, also from the compact size. I love these compacts. I know some people don't, but I like manga, so I'm used to the size, so that it works for me. As of today, end of October, I'm probably only missing like 3 titles, not including everything else is obviously coming out. So I'm doing good with the compacts. Here we go. So I'll probably get burned for this one. So I have tried to start this 3 times. And yes, this is Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time. It's the very first book. I know I should really give it a chance because everybody talks about how great they are. I do hear some criticism about books 3 and 4 are just slogs, and some characters are missing. Sorry, spoilers, I guess. And then they tend to come back around 6 or 7 or 8 or something like that. My story's probably backwards or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I've tried. I think I went halfway through. Oh, no bookmark on this. It must have fallen off. Sometimes that happens. I think I stopped The Stag in the Line, chapter 14. No, I don't think I read that far. Oh, chapter 13, Choices. Actually, I might have finished on 12. And again, just lost interest. So then plan B was I do have the audiobook of this. So I started it again. And I think I might be around like chapter 10. So I'm catching up to where I left off reading. The voice actor's pretty good. So maybe hopefully I'll finish it that way. And I mean, I like audiobooks too, to be 100% totally honest with you guys. I have a nice collection of CDs, again, showing my age. But yeah, I have a nice collection of CDs, a lot of Stephen King, Philip Pullman, all the Dan Brown books, all on CD. And then audio, I think I have like close to 50 audiobooks, a lot of Star Wars and then a lot of King stuff. And then obviously I have this Robert Jordan in audio. So hopefully I'll keep listening to that. Been listening to off and on. Again, I'll do like 3 or 4 chapters and whatnot. So maybe that way I'll at least kind of finish it. Some people don't like audiobooks and say it's cheating, but I mean, you kind of have to pay attention if you really want to know what's going on. So yeah, so again, hopefully this will be done. So that's another one. I also started, again, going back to my attention span, I have to read like 3 or 4 different things at the same time. Because again, I just kind of get bored. Not that it's a bad story, it's just my brain won't let me process 6-7 hours of one thing. So I have to do multi different books and whatnot. So yes, I'm also in the very beginning of this. I think I picked this up last week. I just grabbed it from the shelf. I said, you know what, let's read this. So again, this is your Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book. So that's a nice hardcover. This one, oversized, deluxe. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Beautiful art. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art. So that's where I'm at with this one. All right. So now, last one. If you saw my book haul, then this was in there. But I also picked up R.F. Kuang's latest. I know she dropped it off like 3 months ago. But yeah, so I picked up R.F. Kuang's regular. So I'll be reading this. And then this is the collector's edition. I just kind of wanted to show it off because it's really, really, really good looking book. So yeah, so that's your R.F. Kuang, Catabasis. Catabasis. She was in an interview talking about it, and she kind of mentioned it, but you know. Anyway, so there's your Catabasis. So again, that's something I'll be starting in November. Now here are some books that I actually finished. So I'm done with what I'm planning on reading, whatnot. So this is what I read. So I finished her second Poppy War book. This is the Dragon Republic. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know some people have their opinions, and that's what's great about reading. We all love something. Some of us hate a different type of book and whatnot. So again, so this was really, really a lot of fun. I also own all of these in audio. So I will say I probably read, how many chapters is this? Real quick. Oops. This is, sometimes I put my books backwards. Let's see. Chapter 29. So there's like 30-something chapters, like 32, 33 chapters. I must have read at least half the book in physical format, and then I listened to the rest of it too. So I would maybe do like 3 or 4 chapters, and then I would listen to it, because again, I own it on audible.com. And I do follow also Dave Green. Oh my God, I feel horrible now that I can't remember his name. Mr. Green. He has his own YouTube channel. He's also super, super great. Anyway, I do definitely, I feel for the authors that are going through all this crap with Audible. So I'm not saying you should get Audible. I just so happen to own all these books before I heard about the whole Audible thing. So Daniel Green, that's his name, Daniel Green. So yeah, so if you follow Daniel Green, he's awesome. Check him out. But yeah, so now that I know what I know because of him, because he opened up everybody's eyes, yeah, I won't really be giving them my money until they, start taking care of these fine folks that create these, great books and whatnot. So anyway, but obviously I'm going to keep what I have because I already paid for it. So yeah, I have like over 30 books in audio, probably 35 actually. So anyway, so this was awesome. And then for manga, I finished number 2. Yes, I know this came out a long time ago, but not everybody can read everything all at once. So I picked up the first 10 of these. I believe this is before the box set came out. And I picked them up super cheap. I think I paid $2 or $3 per book. So I finished one, obviously, a few months ago, and now I finished number 2. It was a lot of fun. These are great little books and whatnot. So yeah, so I even have my Again, Uno card. It's at the end. I don't know why it's in the beginning there, but I did finish it though. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I just probably threw it there because I just do that so they don't get lost. So anyway, so this has to go back on the shelf. So actually, let me just take it out now so I don't lose it. So that's that. Also finished Stephen King's Firestarter. This was great. Again, another book that I did do probably a quarter of it on audio, and then I read most of this actual copy. I do have 2 copies of this. I have an older Signet version. So this is part of that White Spine series, not Rainbow, but Spine. They all kind of do this, and then they all have a different color in the bottom. But anyway, I do have it also in a Signet, older Signet. This is Signet, but an older version of like the original cover. But you know, those are older, so I try not to flip those too much, just because they're even more yellow than this. But yeah, I read mostly on this, and again, I did a little bit of audio, and the audio person was also really, really good. That good job. Funny enough, I hate reading trades, or well, trades I like, mass markets I do not. That goes for even like all my Harry Potter stuff up here and Lord of the Rings and whatnot. But did I say Harry Potter? I didn't mean Harry Potter. I meant just the Lord of the Rings stuff. This stuff. So, this stuff. So it's just too small for my eyes. So I just can't do it. But this surprisingly is really dark, and it just honestly didn't bother me. So I was able to read this bad boy. So again, this was a lot of fun. I love her powers, his powers. The ending is a little sad, very different from the movie. Now again, I haven't seen the Drew Barrymore version in 20, 25 years, maybe is the last time. And unfortunately, I have not seen the new version with the new actress that plays her. So I haven't seen that. Something Lori, what is it? Chloe, Kick-Ass, the young lady from Kick-Ass. So anyway, so yeah, this was awesome. And then in between reading that, I was also doing this. Now this, again, this is a collection that I also own all 8 books in CD format, complete collection. So I actually did on this, I'll be honest, because this is my 3rd read through. I did mostly audio on that one. I want to say 90% of it. So every once in a while, if it was kind of just early in the morning and I don't want to crank it up so I don't wake up, the kids, if it's the weekend or my roommate, then I'll grab the book because I do like reading on books. I love, feeling the book. It's cool. So yeah, so this was great. If anybody has not done The Dark Tower, his magnum opus, Mr. King's magnum opus, you really should. It's awesome. So I can't promote it enough. It's a great book. So this was great. So now on to book 4 next. And then I have 2 last books and we will be done. So I also did for DC, I did The Secret Six. Small trade. It only has, I think it's the first of 7 issues, is it? There's also an interlude in the middle. Let me show you some of the art because it's really cool. So again, this is by Gail Simone. She's actually really awesome. And Nicola Scott, I believe, is the artist. And Doug Hazelwood is probably the inker or the letterer. I'm sure it's probably the inker. But yeah, so I own a couple omnibuses that are Gail Simone themed. I own the Batgirl. And I also own the Secret Six one. Not Secret Six, I'm sorry. Anyway, I can't remember. But anyway, I do own, I'm pretty sure it's 2 Gail Simone Omnis. And I honestly have not read those. I kept hearing people saying, oh yeah, she's a great writer and whatnot. So I finally did this one. I love it. Now I really got to get the Omni for this. I want to get the whole thing now. I believe it starts with villains. That's what it is. Yeah, it starts with villains. And then after the villain storyline, which was part of not Countdown, it was part of the whole Ranth-Thanagar War. Then, the Secret Six came out. And again, this was a lot of fun. A lot more mature than I thought. So that's very surprising. It's very cool. Again, I'm in my 50s, so for me, it's great. I wouldn't suggest a little kid reading it. It has some couple mature themes, nothing sexual, but the violence is pretty crazy, or at least they kind of let you know that it's pretty crazy, the stuff that goes on. But yeah, this was great. So yeah, I can't recommend this enough. And honestly, I can't see the rest of the books not being as good. So I would say if you're gonna get this, just get the get the whole collection of the trades, or just honestly get the omnibus and stuff. So yeah, so this was awesome. And so then the last thing I read in October was I went back and I just had to. I don't know why, but yeah, I picked up this small, skinny little trade of the Pit. This only took me like, I don't know, 30-35 minutes to read because there was actually a lot of wording in here. But yeah, this was really cool. So again, you get your 80s comics, early 90s. I believe it's 80s. 88, 89 is when it finished. There was a war that happened after this, but yeah, this is like a year before. But yeah, I had to read it. So this was by John Byrne, Mark Grunwald, John Buscema, and somebody named Drake. I apologize. I don't know who this Drake person is. Drake was Stan Drake. He was the finisher. Cool. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, man. It brought back memories. Obviously, in the 80s is when I started collecting comics. I started collecting in 1984, so I was 12 years old at the time. And yeah, when these came out, a few years later, I had everything. I mean, rest in peace, Mom, but I used to drive her nuts. It's like, Mom, I need, what can I do around the house? Can I lawn? Can I shovel? Do something just so I can get money so I can go get comics. And so I used to blow all my money on comics. So yeah, this was awesome. So yeah, that was basically my October reading blog. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about some of these books that I've been reading or read, you can put it in the comments. Again, I did put it out on my my Starscream 1988 boss that you should come over here to Lord Harry King 1988, and so you can kind of check out my reviews and whatnot and my thoughts. But again, guys, thank you so very much, and I will see you on the next one. You guys take care. Peace.